What's up, you chicken strips, Nutella minions? It is Linux MLG, and as you can see for Christmas, I definitely did have a merry one because I got the Elgato HD60. Yeah, the HD60. It's such a nice thing. I also got something else for Christmas that I wanted, and that is the Blue Snowball Ice Mic. Well, I didn't specifically ask for the Ice Mic, but Blue Snowball. And if you've never heard it before, you probably think that it's crap because the audio is probably really cruddy right now, and that's because I'm actually using my laptop mic. The blue snowball mic for some reason won't work, and I believe it's because it's not compatible with Windows 10. I'm not sure. I can't find any tutorials to fix this or anything. If any of you know of a way to be able to fix it for Windows 10, not Windows 8, but Windows 10, and to get it to work, please put it in the comments, or if you know, please put it in the comments. I mean, I plug it in. It's supposed to be a plug and play, and if you don't know what that is, it just basically means I should be able to plug it into my computer and record right away without installing any drivers or any programs, anything like that. And it's just not working. The light turns on red, but other than that, it just doesn't work. So if any of you guys know, please put it in the comments because it is such a good mic and I really wanted it, and it's a pretty expensive mic, so I would really love to get this to work. Plus, I messed up the box pretty bad because for some reason, companies nowadays, it's like the tape and the wrapping just isn't enough. They have to super glue all the sides and everything, and so I just have to basically rip it. It's not completely ripped, but you know, some places at the top it wouldn't open, so it ripped. But anyways, moving on. We're gonna get into this video. Before I start, I just want to kind of go over this video. This is just a GB I was playing with a couple friends, and it's pretty close at the end. So it's a pretty intense game, and you'll see what happens. It is pretty intense, and I don't do the greatest. I go 26 and 24 by the end, and I was in the hill for a minute 40. But I just thought of giving you guys, you might want to get more of a competitive game than a public match. I do have some public matches downloaded for tomorrow when I do another video. I think I'm going to do a video basically on the same thing, only what I'm doing right now is focusing on on public matches, and tomorrow I think I'll make it focusing on competitive. So what I'm going to be doing is I have 5 topics for each game. The same 5 topics: setting, maps, guns, connection, and enjoyability. Also like longevity. And setting also meaning like it just being a combination of scenery and the setting, like of what time. So basically like Modern Warfare, I believe, is supposed to be like a reenactment of the Iraq War, or basically based on the Iraq War that we're having. Sorry. So basically that's what I mean. Mix again with the scenery and just how the game looks. The scenery. I don't know if you know what scenery means. Anyways, I didn't look at all these games as a whole. I just put these 5 topics. So just because one is ranked super high, or like for example, World at War is tied for first, it is my favorite game that I've played, but it's tied with another game for first ranked. I believe Black Ops 2, but I'll get into that. So what I did is I graded each of these topics out of 10, added them, and divided it by 5 for each topic, and then came up with an overall score. So that's what you're going to end up seeing, or basically the overall score, again, just based off these topics and not the game completely as a whole. And again, for pubs. So I'm going to get into it. And again, if you guys want to see the competitive one, just wait for tomorrow because that's going to be coming out tomorrow. Just the competitive. So if you guys hear that I think maps aren't so good in a game or something, and you're like, what the heck? Like, that game was great for competitive. That had great competitive maps. Well, I'm just talking about pubs as a whole. So, yeah, I mean, most games I end up enjoying the competitive maps for the most part, like more than any other map, and I think that's just because I play them, I get used to them, so I end up being really good at them because I know all the spots and such. But we're going to get into this. COD 4. Setting, I had 8. Maps, I had 10, because I just think the COD 4 maps are actually great. I love the COD 4 maps. Guns, 8. Connection, 7. And enjoyability / longevity, 9. For an overall of 8 8.4, and that's actually going to be tied. I think it's going to be tied for second. It might just, or no, tied for third. I think it might just take third place, but I think there's another 8.4 I have in here. I'm not sure. It might actually be Black Ops 3. But, which you guys, again, might think that's crazy. Like, how can you say COD 4 is just as good as Black Ops 3? For the fact that COD 4 is just amazing and Black Ops 3 has barely came out yet, and it's just nowhere near as good as COD 4. I understand. But, so yeah, so basically what I want to highlight is enjoyability 9. The thing is, if you guys don't exactly understand what I mean by longevity, it's like, can you go back and keep playing it and replay it? And this game gets played back over and over and over. It's constantly one where they want it to be backwards compatible on new gen. And even though Black Ops 3 has just came out, you'll still see people with Black Ops 3 going back to COD 4 just because that's how good of a game it is. It's very enjoyable to play, and for the most part, a lot of people like going back to that simple 3 streaks, basic perks, run and gun, not flying at all, simplicity, Call of Duty. And I have to admit, I like those simple ones probably a lot more too. Except I do like the variety of score streaks or kill streaks, even though I prefer score streaks. But um, but yeah, I love simple Call of Duties, and so those are gonna always be played for the time being. Except probably Ghost. It's probably done now. But so yeah, 8.4 is the final rating for Modern Warfare. Alright, now, World at War, I'm going to try to get through this. I want to get this all through this one gameplay. So, setting, 10. I think it's a beautiful game. Maps, 9. Guns, 8. Connection, 6. Just because, obviously, 1, it's an older game, and 2, Treyarch games have had more of a track record of making not the greatest lag or hit detection compared to Infinity Ward. So they have 6 for connection and enjoyability 10. This is my favorite game, and for an overall 8.6. I can go back and play pubs with this. Any other game, I could play pubs even if I'm killing, because I always do good in. I have a 2+ KD in every Call of Duty, and I always do good in pubs. But for some reason, even when I'm killing it, I just get bored of it, and I have to play competitive, or I get bored. As far as World at War goes, I can play pubs forever. I love it. And oh yeah, I want to throw in what my favorite map is for each game too. So for my favorite for COD 4 would either be Backlot or Crash. I just like how Backlot was, and Crash obviously a fan favorite. It was one of my favorites as well. World at War, my favorite map has to be Dome. I always destroyed on that map. I had a perfect bouncing Betty strategy, and I just sat in that little top, like, I don't even know what you would call it, top little area, and you could see down the steps, and you could see outside, and so I just killed it on that every time. MW2, setting 7, map 7, gun 7, connection 10, and enjoyability 7. For me, it's just like with all the bogus perks, one man army, noob tubes, and commando. I just didn't like that. The guns, yeah, there was a pretty good, it was decent variety. However, it was mainly the ACR and the UMP, and I think I'm missing one, but I can't think of it. But connection was amazing in that game. I will not lie. Hit detection was close to flawless, if not so. Black Ops 1, setting 8. Pretty cool looking game. Although the colors were kind of dull, the scenery itself was pretty nice. And when Hazard came out, that was a pretty dope DLC map. Maps 9. I love basically all the maps on that. I can't really think of one that I don't like, honestly. Except Jungle. I did not like Jungle, but other than that, I can't really think of one. Connection 7, again, not the greatest in Connection. A step up from World at War, however, not the greatest. And enjoyability 9. I can still go back to that and play it for a while. Not forever, but play it for a while. So an overall of 8. Overall of 8 for Black Ops 1. MW3, setting 7, map 7, gun 7, connection 8, enjoyability 7. This is probably going to be one of the ones for you competitive players that'll complain about the maps. How is it so low? Well, the competitive maps were great. However, the rest of them, wasn't really fond of those. Connection was good, but it was a step down from MW2. That's when their team kind of left. Respawn, Respawn the name of who basically had the engine and made all that. But yeah, so that's an overall of 7.2. And again, the guns, it was limited to, if I could remember, the ACR, which was great in that one, and MW2. The ACR, then the MP9 or the MP7, and the PP2000 or something, PP something, PP90. Um, and yeah, okay, so for Black Ops 1, my favorite map for that is probably, so yeah, I'm not going to be able to finish this in this short of a time, so I'll just add another little gameplay there. A little comeback that I have on Nuketown when I join the game, because you know I am the factor. But yeah, so for Black Ops 1, my favorite map is Firing Range. For MW3, I think I get, no, MW2 I didn't give one. MW2, my favorite map, it's tough, because there was some good maps in that one. I did like Invasion in that game. I'm probably missing something, because I mean, High Rise was great. There was another really good map in that one. I'd have to think of. You guys are gonna have to remind me on that. But what I can think of, High Rise I liked a lot, and Invasion was pretty good. Then MW3, because I already told you, Black Ops 1, Firing Range. MW3, my favorite map was probably either Arcaden. I did like Dome, and I was really good at it, especially for S&D, even though how hard it was for offense. I was pretty good at it on offense. But Arcaden is probably my favorite map. Arcaden is probably my favorite. And then Black Ops... Oh, wait, no, I didn't get to Black Ops 2 yet. So, yeah. Now we're on to Black Ops 2. Setting, 8. Maps, 10. Guns, 7. Connection, 8. Enjoyability, 10. I could play this game forever and just destroy kids. I love it. And for competitive, it's my favorite game. So yeah, this overall is going to be 8.6, tied for first again next to World at War. Maps were awesome. I loved every map. I know a lot of people didn't like Express and maps like that, but I loved it. Aftermath was probably the only map I didn't like, but other than that, I loved it. Enjoyability / longevity. I could play this forever. I could go back and play and just dominate on a variety of maps, because it was just awesome. I did for the most part get Raid and Slums, but those were two amazing maps. Two of probably some of the greatest maps, probably behind, for me, if you're going to put it behind something, I'm going to put it behind Fire Range, but other than that, I would have to say Raid, Standoff, Slums, those three alone were probably my second, third, and fourth favorite maps ever. Ever. Great maps for this BO2. I loved it. I loved it. Next. Ghost, the not so favorite game. Ghost, settings 6, map 6, gun 6, connection 7, enjoyability 6. It really says it all. Overall, of a 6.2. Not the greatest game. It had potential. It definitely had potential, but there were a lot of things wrong with it. AW, whew, you guys already know how much I don't like this game. Settings 5, maps 5, guns 4, connection 5, enjoyability 1. And that's probably pretty considerate, giving enjoyability a 1 on that. Overall of 4. That is way below any other game. It's not fun for me. And I'm sorry, if you guys like it and you are kind of offended or something, I'm sorry. I'm not saying you have to hate it. I just could not find any enjoyability in this game. I could not. And I love Call of Duty, and that's what I hated, because I loved Call of Duty, and a game I loved so much, I just dreaded playing when I did, and I just did not like playing it. And now, for the current Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. I gave settings 7, maps 7, guns 10, connection 10, and enjoyability / longevity 8, for an overall of 8.4. So yeah, this is tied for third with COD 4. With COD 4. So yeah, again, the maps, there's some that are okay, none that are that great. Oh yeah, so anyways, Ghost, my favorite map for Ghost, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. My favorite map for Ghost is probably Octane, and a lot of you guys probably just don't like that map, but I really loved Octane. I was really good at that map for S&D. And oh, um, shoot, what's that one that was played so much? The one that had that had I can't remember the callouts now even. That one had those two buildings that looked onto the middle of the map where B-Dom was. I can't remember it and it's messing me up. I hate it. There's blue tarp in that map. There's American in that map. Some callouts I remember. Yeah, loading. Yeah, so gate. So yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. AW, man, that's tough. I really don't think I have a favorite map. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't give you guys a favorite map for AW. I just cannot. I don't like that map. I mean, I don't like that game. I do not like the maps. I do not like them. And I honestly probably forgot a couple, and I may have a favorite for that game that I thought was decent, but I can't remember. Okay, if I had to give one, since I want to give you guys one, my favorite map is, I can't remember the name of it, but I probably can't even explain it to you guys. Um, the first hard point was in the middle, and then there's two buildings that are basically identical that are circular and just have a bunch of shit in it. Like a middle, and it kind of has like a bar thing. There's like a really, there's like a cave that no one used to go in all the way in the back. Oh, there's that huge tiki statue. That itself, you guys should know what I'm talking about. It had that huge tiki statue. I don't even remember what the map's called, but if I had to choose a favorite from AW, it would be that one. Um, Black Ops 3. Yeah, so I told you, setting 7, map 7, guns 10, connection 10, and enjoyability 8. The guns, this is the only 10 in guns, and that's just because you can use any gun in this game. You can use it and enjoy it. Now, obviously, the Vesper is the top gun. And honestly, I can't think of any other gun really that's over that, other than if you think of like the Argus or like the Dingo or something. But I'm just thinking of subs, of ARs, and just as a whole, you can use any gun and just do good. And you could kill any other gun with a gun you have. Really, unless you play the Vesper, that's really the only gun that like outslays people if you get in a gunfight. That is usually gonna win you it every time. So that's why that's a 10. Connection has just been great for me. Unless I'm playing someone from far away, the connection is, I haven't had a problem with it really at all. And enjoyability, 8. I could play this for a while. Again, this is actually a game I can't play forever. I know that's gonna hurt some of you guys, but yeah, but so that's what I'm gonna have to go and give this game as an overall of 8.4. So I don't know if you guys agree with me. This is way longer than I wanted it to be. Way, way longer. And this is going to be a B word to upload because my internet is not good. So it's probably going to take a few hours. But I'm doing this for you. And yeah, I didn't put in the comeback from Nuketown just because if you watched it all the way through right now, as you could tell, that Nuketown game I joined in late and we ended up coming back. So I'll put that into another video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.